Hey, everybody. Hi, everybody. All right, okay, that's a little bit better. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Open Door Hypnosis TV. Again, tonight I am on both YouTube and Facebook Live at the same time. So I'm trying to keep this new thing going on here. All right. So let's just see if anybody is going to join in. It's a little late. I know I'm getting a late start tonight. I had a client, so that takes precedence. This seems a little late over here, the YouTube one, but I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to roll with it, okay? Okay, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just get started. I know people will start trickling in a minute, hopefully. So tonight's title of the video, you see it's, are your spending habits blocking greater rewards? Well, are they? That's a good question to ask yourself. As my cat vies for my attention right now because I've been working since I got home, so she's kind of losing her mind. But that's okay. We're going to ignore her until she breaks something. Anyways, so I wanted to talk about this tonight because a lot of us, and I put myself in this category, a lot of us have been, I don't want to use the word bamboozled. That sounds a little extreme. But I feel like a lot of us have played into this kind of new age belief that, as long as you keep a positive mindset and set your intentions, that you can create whatever you want to create and you can manifest any amount of money that you want to manifest. Okay. It's true to a certain extent. Because, and I want to address this because I was a part of the new age belief for quite some time. But, there's some things that there's some details that are usually not tapped into. Okay. I'm not going to say that that's everybody, but usually the teachings that I have found, they don't tap and dig a little bit deeper underneath the surface. So you can manifest anything you want. Okay. Yes, you can. However, you also are going to be manifesting at your level of ability, your level of capacity, and your ability of where you are. Okay. So what does that mean? On a subconscious level, if you, she's really showing off right now, y'all. On a subconscious level, if you believe that you can only make $100,000, okay, then that's all you're ever going to really manifest. And what's going to happen is you're going to continue manifesting right there at that level, okay? You're never going to go above that, all right? You might drop below it, but you'll never go above it. And the reason for that is we are sending out unconscious signals all the time that all of my needs are met. I have enough money to take care of the things that I need to take care of. Okay. So if your bills add up to $8,000 a month, right, you're going to subconsciously align yourself with that energy because you need to make your bills. Okay. So that's what you're going to bring into you. All right. That's what you're always going to do. You're always going to manifest what you need. Okay. So for some people, that's just fine. That's where they are. That's what they want to do. Okay. But the majority of the population is living well beyond their means and they are in debt. Okay. A lot of debt because $100,000 to some people is a lot of money. Okay. And you make $100,000 and you've been making $60K most of your life, all of a sudden you jump to $100,000, you are going to live like you make $100,000 and a little bit more. Okay, you're going to live beyond your means, which is what the majority of American citizens do, which is why most people are in debt. Okay. So people are buying when they don't have the money. They have the money, but they can't afford to buy what they're buying. So this is how you get caught up in that cycle of just manifesting enough to get you by. Okay. Yes, you might be able to go on a couple of vacations here and there. You might be able to get your hair and nails done and buy you some nice fly gear and all that type of stuff and drive a fly whip. But you are never going to experience true wealth, generational wealth. Okay. If you continue to allow your energy and your vibration to float right here at $100,000. Okay. I'm just using that as an example. Some people make less, some people make more. Okay. So how do you break that cycle? Well, first of all, the universe, and when I say universe, I'm using that as a universal term. But for me personally, the universe represents the subconscious mind. Because once the subconscious mind gets on board with everything, that's when you start to notice changes. That's when you start to manifest things. Okay. Once the subconscious mind buys into it, and the subconscious mind connects directly to the collective consciousness, which creates what we call the Akashic records. Okay. So this is where every single thought that has ever been had by anyone is kept in the Akashic records. Okay. So that is collective consciousness up there. All right. Collective consciousness is what makes up the universe, what makes up the planet, what makes up everything, the experience that we have down here. This is just what I have gathered over the years from research and reading. Okay. That's my interpretation of it. You don't have to buy into it. You don't have to agree with it. That's just my interpretation. So when you hear me say the universe, I'm talking about the subconscious mind and the collective consciousness that the subconscious mind taps into when you go into a theta state, like hypnosis. Okay. Like meditation. Okay. So the universe is always going to meet you where you are. So if you are saying, I need to make sure my bills are paid every month, and I need to make sure I can go on a couple of vacations, get my hair done, and, do this and do that. Okay. Then you're going to manifest that all the time. All right. Even if you have some lean months, even if things pop up, surprising, like surprise expenses pop up out of the blue and you got to dip into, your stash. Some people don't have a stash. Some people are just living check to check and they make a lot of money and they still live check to check. Okay. But the reason why they're doing this, the reason why they're living check to check, even though they're making a lot of money, and I'm putting myself in this too, because I have done this. Okay. The reason why they're doing that, they're just living check to check, even though they're making a lot of money, is because they're not accruing, and I'm not saying creating more bills, but they're not accruing more reasons for more money to flow in, because the universe is saying, we got everything we need, right? Bills are paid, food is in the fridge, you got a couple of $100 sitting in your savings account. We good. All right. So how do you create more reasons for more money to flow in? That's the question. Without creating more bills for yourself, without creating more expenses that's going to drain you of the cash flow that's coming in. Now, again, I am not a financial expert. No, I am not. I'm speaking from pure experience, and I'm speaking from downloads of transmissions that I have been receiving over the past few months as I step into my next phase of wealth. Okay. As I step into my next phase of financial freedom. So I'm just sharing this with you guys because so many people are caught up in let's just manifest what we need and just think positive thoughts and things like that. And that works. But if you want real generational wealth, then this is a couple of things need to be switched up. Okay. So instead of creating more bills to attract more money, What you want to do is create investments. Okay. So start looking for ways to invest your money. All right. There's a great book that you can read. It's called Profit First. This book is going to teach you that tried and true method, the envelope method that our grandparents and great grands and even our parents used back in the day. Okay. Where you have envelopes for all of your expenses and you take a certain percentage from your earnings and you place it in the envelope for each thing. Okay. And each bill gets a certain percentage. All right. In Profit First, he does talk about that envelope method. However, he encourages you to pay yourself first. You take the money that your first profit, which is for you, excuse me. I'm going to have to put her up, y'all. I try to give her the benefit of the doubt. Come on, baby. Say hi to the people. Say hi. Say hi, everyone. Hello. Hello, hello. Hi. Hi. I'm going to put her up real quick. Because if not, she's going to be all over the place. Go in here. Just go in here. 5 minutes, baby. Maybe longer than that. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I try to give her freedom. I try to give her benefit of the doubt. All right. So you're going to he touches on that about doing the whole envelope method, but his concept and his theory is to first pay yourself, even if it's just $1. Okay. You pay yourself anywhere between 1% to 10% of your earnings. You put that up for yourself. Now, what does that mean? That means that when that money reaches a certain level, you can start to invest it into interest accruing or interest bearing accounts, and you invest it in different things. Okay. So when you start to create ways to use your money, what happens is you're sending a signal to the subconscious mind that's saying, hey, we need an extra $5,000 this month to put into these accounts where we are investing, because these investments are generating more money for us. Okay. So remember that the subconscious mind responds very well to numbers, images, and symbols. Okay. So if you are showing your subconscious mind that we need more money to put it into this account and this account and this account and this account, what's going to happen is the subconscious mind, once it starts believing, oh, we need more money to fill these accounts up with, what's going to happen is the body and everything in your environment has to follow. It's got to fall in line for that to happen. It's got to make something, it's got to draw into your existence and your experience that money. It has to match what's being believed by the subconscious mind. Okay. So I've read and I've heard different things where people are saying, oh, if you want more money, you just got to create more reasons for money to come in. So most people go and buy another car, or they go and buy another home, or that they will go and book more vacations, or you know what I mean? They'll accrue all of this stuff that's not really giving them any true return other than some real estate. But even with real estate, you've got to be careful because every piece of property is not going to create a return for you. Okay. So I'm not giving out investment advice. I'm just telling you guys, start doing your research, because if you want to really experience true wealth, generational wealth, the way to do it is through investing. Okay. Whether you are investing in real estate or if you're investing in cryptocurrencies, investing in the stock market, investing in purchasing URLs, okay, web addresses and things like that. That's a whole market in itself. That's online real estate. All right. So I'm saying all of this because so many of us are living beyond our means. especially if you are a person who did not grow up with the silver spoon in your mouth. Maybe you weren't dirt poor, but even if you were middle class, okay, you were not rich. You had enough money to take care of yourself and your family, okay? But for people who were not born wealthy, we have to constantly be programming our minds for greater wealth and greater rewards. And the reason why the majority of us are overspending and living beyond our means is because we are trying to fill a void. We're trying to fill a void. What is that void? That void is growing up with not having a whole lot. And so now you're trying to compensate for not having a whole lot. Okay. Maybe your friends wore designer clothes to school and, brought their lunch from home and, their parents drove nice cars and they went on vacations and things like that. And you didn't have that. And now that you have more money, okay, now you are doing that for yourself, but you're doing it in a way that's still keeping you at that base level of operation, okay? You're only here. You're just going to keep being right here. That's all you're going to do. You're not going to rise up. You're not going to ascend up because you're just living at your base level of understanding, okay? You're only able to attract what you think you're worth. What happens is if you have a feeling of not being enough, if you have a feeling of, I'm not going to be accepted unless I dress a certain kind of way, unless I drive a certain kind of car, unless I look a certain kind of way, okay, then what that does is it causes you to go out there and accumulate things that do not appreciate and value. They just depreciate, okay? Start studying wealthy people. Study how they circulate money. Study how they use money. Hi, Robert. Study when they decide to make a purchase. What kind of purchase are they making? When are they purchasing it? What time of year are they purchasing it? Okay. What percentage of their earnings are they using to purchase it? Okay. Start studying money. Study money. All right. Instead of just spending it blindly, start studying it, start understanding it, meditate on money, meditate on it, start to understand your relationship with money. If your relationship with money has been a skewed one, okay, if your relationship with money has been one that is not the healthiest, you need to start there. You need to find out why. Why am I spending money like this? What is the feeling that I am trying to feel when I buy these certain things? Okay. What is it what emotion am I trying to feel or avoid when I purchase this stuff? Okay. Because it's a temporary fix. The same way, wow, you made me realize what I've been doing. Oh, hi, beautiful brown self. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad because a lot of people don't really know why they feel the urge to go online and shop a lot or buy a pair of shoes. Okay. And this is the thing. I believe in rewarding yourself. I believe in treating yourself well and buying yourself nice things. However, my motto is this: just because I have it, it doesn't mean that I can afford to spend it. Okay. So if I have extra money laying around, all my bills are paid, I got money up in savings, I'm good, I have extra money laying around, I can easily go blow that money. I can go eat it. I can go, shop with it. I can, whatever, spend it all in a day. Okay. However, one thing that I have started doing is I stop myself before I make any purchase, before I decide to go do anything. I stop myself and I sit and I look and I say, okay, what am I trying to feel right now? Am I trying to feel something? Sometimes it's just a no. Just go ahead and use the money and do what you want to do with it. I'm not saying don't ever do anything nice for yourself. I'm just saying if it's something, especially large purchases, okay, emotional, anything that's an emotional purchase, and it's like, let's just say, for example, you got $300. Okay, you done paid all your bills, everything's is set, you're good to go, right? You got $300. Now you walking along and all of a sudden you see these pair of shoes. These shoes are 250 and you like, what? These are hot. I want these. I'm about to get these. I will challenge you to say first, stop and say, first of all, how is my life going to be different once I buy these shoes? Okay. How am I going to feel when I have these shoes on? What emotion am I chasing right now? Or what emotion am I trying to avoid by buying these shoes? If you check in with yourself and everything checks out fine, get the shoes by all means. But if you discover that there is something else underneath the surface that's the driving force behind you buying those shoes for $250 when you have $300 in your pocket and you know you got to make that last for the next couple of weeks, okay? I challenge you to stop in your tracks and just kind of ask yourself the question, how was I getting along all this time when I didn't have these shoes, right? How was my life different? Was it worse? Was it better before these shoes, before I walked past these shoes? If I walk away from these shoes, how is my life going to change? Okay. These are things, this is what I mean by becoming highly aware of yourself, of your thoughts, of your emotions. This is going to, when you start tapping in like this, it's going to save you a lot of time, trouble, energy, and money. Okay, you can do this with food. You can do this when you're spending money. You can do this with pretty much anything. Okay, because most of the time, all of the time, really, when we do certain things, we're doing it because we want to connect with a certain emotion. We want to connect with happiness. We want to connect with joy. We want to feel satisfied. We're trying to tap into something that's going to elevate us. We're all seeking elevation and a higher vibration. Even when you're doing low vibrational things like drugs, robbing somebody, having a lot of sex and being promiscuous and things like that, you're even though it's a low vibration, the activity itself carries a low vibrational frequency, you're seeking the feeling of the higher vibration. That's really what you're seeking. Okay. Even when people are arguing, what are they really seeking? They're seeking to be understood, because why? Understanding somebody means you love them. Most people are seeking love when they are hurting another person, okay? Because it's an emotion that is hard for them to tap into on the higher vibrational frequency. So they have to go low to try to tap into that higher vibe feeling, okay? So when you are aware of your emotions and energy, and you understand how energy works, and you understand how your mind works, it's going to help you tap in and figure out, is this purchase really necessary? How am I feeling about this purchase right now? What sparked me to say, oh, I need this? What am I lacking in my life right now that makes me feel, or what do I feel or am lacking in my life? Or we think we're lacking something. So you need to ask yourself, what is it that I feel like I'm lacking right now that makes me feel like I need to make this purchase, that makes me feel like I need to buy this? I was getting ready to buy some oils. I love oils and things like that. I like, crystals and stuff, candles and all that type of stuff. That's one of my, that's one of my habits, right? But I stopped myself and I said, you know what? What is it about having this oil right now in this moment that I need this? What is it? What am I seeking right now? Do I feel like I'm lacking something? Do I feel like purchasing this oil is going to make it happen faster? Using this oil for a ritual or whatever, is that going to make it that much different for me? Even though I know that those particular oils work very well for certain things because of the energy that's infused into them, mixed with my intention and my energy, I know it works very well. However, I had to stop myself in that moment because you know what? There's other things that I am doing with my money right now. And I can't really afford to spend on extra stuff. I could do it. I would be fine. It wasn't going to break the bank. It wasn't going to like cause an uproar and, all of that kind of stuff. However, because I am moving into this different level of wealth, having wealth, accumulating wealth. Okay. I'm moving into a different sphere of that. I'm moving beyond just manifesting things as I need them to creating generational wealth. And you do that by having your money work for you instead of you having to work hard for your money. Because what most of us do, we get paid, whether you own a business or whether you get a paycheck every 2 weeks, okay, or whether you're doing both. We get paid, right? Ooh, I got money. And so we will spend until all that money is gone. And then we have to work more. We got to work to recoup that money. What would happen? What would happen if you got really real with yourself and you sat down and you did a budget for yourself and you looked at every single cent that goes out? You saw where it was going. Okay. You saw the how frequent it's going out. You saw where it's going. Okay. What if you did that and you said, oh my God, I'm sitting up here, I am spending $700 a month on food. Okay. And that's not groceries. That's going out to eat. I can probably cut back on that. I could go out to eat once or twice a month instead of 10 times a month. Okay. 20 times a month. I can cut back on that. What if you respected not only the frequency or the currency of money? What if you spending money? Where is it going? Where are you putting your energy and your focus on? These are the types of things that we have to tap into before we start wanting to accumulate in these massive amounts of wealth. Because let me tell you something. If your subconscious mind is not, I'm not going to say it's battling against you. I'm not going to say that, but your subconscious mind is operating at the level that it is able to operate at, the level that it is programmed to operate at. Okay, we're running on programs. So if you've watched your parents use money like this, if you've watched the environment that you grew up in use money in a certain kind of way, if you was a child that watched music videos and you listened to certain kinds of music that encourage this kind of behavior with money, okay? This is very strange how wealthy people, or some of them not even wealthy, that make this kind of music, they don't even really have a dollar to their names. But it's very interesting how certain people make songs that encourage poor people or people who don't have a whole lot to go out here and spend. Okay, they encourage them to go out here and pop bottles, and encourage them to go out here and wear the flyest gear and drive the flyest whips and live in the flyest cribs, but they're living way beyond their means. Okay, so study real wealth. Take a look at people who are truly wealthy. And it doesn't mean that you have to be as wealthy as they are, but you do need a blueprint, because most of us were not born with a blueprint for wealth. Most of us were not born with education about finances. Okay. But I say the real way to truly understand your own programming around money is to be still and sit with yourself and be honest with yourself and ask your higher being, your higher source, what's the first step to financial freedom for me? What's the first thing I need to do? And I can tell you right now, one of the first things that can be very helpful is to go sit down and create a budget for yourself. Create a budget and look at your spending. Where are you spending? Where are you leaking your finances? Usually you can tell by where you leak your energy every day. Okay. You can tell. And if you really want to tap in, find out, when am I buying things? When am I buying? Okay. What time of day is it? What's happening when I decide to make a purchase in my life? What's happening in my lifetime? All right. So these are just little key things that you can do to help get you in a wealth mindset, a money mindset. And like I said, I am by no means a financial guru. I am not a financial expert. I am not a rich woman. I'm on my way there, though. I'm on my way to wealth. Okay. Please mark my words. I'm on my way to wealth. And it took a really long time for me to understand what it takes to get to real wealth. It took a really long time for me to get there. Okay. So I'm sharing the things that I've been downloading. I'm sharing the information. Beautiful brown self. I'm not trying to. I just want to make sure we know, everybody understands what's what when it comes to this, you know. So, you know, it takes some true, like, inner work to understand your relationship with money and to understand how to start rebuilding your relationship, how to deprogram yourself and reprogram yourself with a healthier outlook and a healthier mindset when it comes to money. We have to respect money. If you want more of it, you need to respect it. Okay? You need to respect it. You need to put it in places where it's going to grow and work for you. We're not supposed to work for money. Money is supposed to work for us. We're not supposed to work for it. Okay. If you find that you're working for money, then you're not going to truly be living a satisfying life. And that's just that. And you could take a look at your own life right now and see most people hate their jobs. Most people hate what they do, but they got to do it. Why? Because they need money. Why do they need money? Because most of us are living well beyond our means. And in order for us to maintain that status, okay, we've got to keep up with it. We got to keep up with it. But why do I need to keep up with it? Do I feel like I'm not enough? Why do I feel like I'm not enough? When was the first time I started feeling like I wasn't enough? Ask yourself those kind of questions. Okay. Who am I trying to keep up with? Who am I trying to prove something to? Because 9 times out of 10, you're not trying to prove nothing to yourself. 9 times out of 10, you're trying to prove something to someone else because someone else put it in your mind that you're not good enough. So you need to look a certain way. You need to dress a certain way. You need to act a certain way. You need to be driving this and doing that so that you can fit in. At what point in your life did you feel like you didn't fit in? Okay. And why is it so important to you? Why does it matter whether you fit in or not? Turn the TV off sometimes. Turn off the television. That helps. Turn the TV off and quit watching reality TV shows. Because those things, those TV shows are programs. They're called TV programs for a reason. They're programs. And the more you watch, the more you become programmed. Okay? Space it out. You don't have to catch every episode, and you don't have to binge watch every episode either. Okay? Your oversoul knows, or your higher being knows when you've had enough of watching that stuff. And you'll find that it exhausts you, and you just need to turn it off and leave it alone for a while. But they're programs. They're called programs for a reason. They're programming us to believe that we need to have certain things, okay? Most people don't watch commercials anymore, so they have to plug in the commercials into the TV shows that you're watching. So you'll see brands just randomly sitting, and I don't even know why I'm showing that on here, but brands just randomly sitting in the TV show or in the video. And I'm not trying to endorse this brand. Okay. I'm not endorsing anybody's brands. Okay. But randomly you will see brands, because most people don't watch commercials anymore. You'll see them in the TV shows. You see them in the YouTube videos. You see them all over the place, because they got to get it in there. They have to program us to say, go buy this, go spend your money. And again, I'm not saying don't treat yourself well. I'm not saying don't enjoy your life. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying be very conscious of where you're putting your dollars. Why are you putting them there? Think about the amount of money you can actually put to better use if you tapped into the subconscious reasons why you want to use your money. The other thing is to change your language around money. Instead of saying spend, say circulate or use. Okay. Today I need to use my money to get some gas. Today I am going to circulate my money with this business over here, because I believe in what they stand for. I like the clothes that they make. I like that they give the money that they make from selling their clothes to women in Africa or whatever who make the dyes or whatever. Okay. So just be conscious about where you give your dollars. Thank you, beautiful brown self. So if you must use your dollars and circulate them in places that are putting good roots into the earth, okay, that are putting good energy out into the universe. Do your research about these places where you spend your money, where you circulate your money. Do your research. That's another thing. That's another thing that helps you manifest more money. When you're conscious about where you send or use or circulate your money, right? If you're circulating it into a business or a person that is putting some great energy, great products, great services out into the world to help uplift people, okay, that in itself is creating more abundance, because you're helping another person expand their reach, okay? So when you help them expand their reach and they got good juju all around everything that they do, when you circulate, as you're circulating your money, you want to bless it, and you want to say, as I circulate this money, it is blessed and multiplied 1,000-fold. I like to use the term 1,000-fold. You can say 10-fold, you can say 100-fold, whatever you want. But I say it's blessed and multiplied 1,000-fold in my pocket and in their pocket. Okay? Every hand that touches this money will be blessed and receive a blessing 1,000 times, multiplied times 1,000 or 1,000-fold. So every time you bless it, you can bless your credit cards, you can bless your debit cards, you can bless your checks as you're writing them. You can even get it printed on your check if you wanted to. Most banks will allow you to place custom orders for checks, and you can get it printed on your check. Okay. So these are just little things that you can start doing now to help increase your wealth and to help you become more aware of your mindset around money, to help you get on a healthier track, all right, to get your finances in a healthier state of existence, okay? Because a lot of times, most of the time, when we overspend or we're spending frivolously, we're blocking ourselves because it brings, let me tell you why it's blocking you, first of all. It's blocking you because it's bringing up a sensation of guilt. Guilt is the number one killer of manifestation, okay? If you feel guilty about the money that you just circulated or the money that you just used, you're already blocking more money coming in. You're already blocking it. Because that emotion in itself is saying, oh, I don't know what to do with money. I do this every time. I always do this. I always overspend. I'm not saving. I'm not doing what I need to be doing with the money. And so that's just a confirmation for the subconscious mind that's already programmed, okay, to not do the things that you consciously want to do with your money, but you're already just reinforcing poor money habits when you feel guilty. So I tell people all the time, hey, if you're going to do it, enjoy it, and don't feel guilty about it. But the truth of the matter is that most people are not going to admit that they feel guilty, or they'll complain, not knowing that the complaint is coming from a place of guilt. Okay. But that's just because you're not tuned in. That's because you're not aware and you don't spend enough time with yourself to understand what these emotions feel like, what they sound like, because they feel like something in the body, they come up as thoughts in the mind, and they sound like something when you speak words. When you become very, very tuned in and you start to connect the dots, that's when you become more conscious about the words that you speak out of your mouth. You become more conscious about the thoughts that flow through your mind, and you become more conscious about your actions, because everything you do is a manifestation, is you putting the energy out to manifest something. Because we are creators. That's what we are. We are creators. We have the ability to create worlds. All right. So the best thing that you can ever do for yourself is understand how your mind works and understand understand language, understand symbols, okay, and understand numbers. Start doing your research. You can watch videos, but don't take my word for it. Go do your own research. Go look stuff up on your own, you know? Start learning how to reprogram your mind. Okay, that's what hypnosis is all about. It's about programming the mind. It's about changing thought patterns, changing behavior patterns. Okay, replacing it with a healthier thought, a healthier behavior. Okay. But learn how to do these things. Learn how to do these things on a regular basis, and don't just do it once and then don't ever do it again. You have to do it daily. You got to do it daily, because part of the reason why hypnosis is so powerful is because of repetition, 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 repetition. Look, it took you 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years to develop these patterns, okay? You've been practicing and practicing these patterns and been living your life like this for a really, really long time. One self-hypnosis or one hypnotherapy session is not going to cure it. It's not going to cure it. It's just not. You have to repeat, 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 rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Okay. If you create an anchor for yourself to help you flip your perspective around, or to help you do a different behavior from what you would normally do, you have to keep practicing that. You're exercising a muscle. That muscle is in between your ears. You're exercising a state of being, which is the mind. The mind is not tangible. The brain is. The mind is a state. It's a state. That's why they call it state of mind. It's a state. So understand what state you're operating in. Once you understand which state you're operating in and from, you have the power to change your state, to break the state, to create a new state. This is how you really create wealth. It's not about working long, strenuous hours. Let me tell you something. Wealthy people are not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you. They say, well, what's your secret? Oh, just work hard and be persistent. Hard work pays off. Yeah, it's hard work already. All right. It's this kind of hard work. Changing this is the hardest. It's easy to go do work. It's easy to work with your hands and do this and do that. It's easy to type in some stuff and sit there and crank out and work overtime. That's easy. The real heavy lifting and the real hard work is in here. Changing this up. Years and years and years of programming, years and years and years of behavior patterns, learned behavior that we've picked up from our parents. Okay. And then there's some people who were born very, very, very poor. They come up and they get wealthy. You know, they gain wealth, and they might have had to do it through some unorthodox ways. Okay. And they might have, pulled themselves by the bootstraps and did what they had to do. However, at some point in life, I guarantee you, they had to do some mindset training. I guarantee you, if they wanted to remain wealthy and to accumulate more wealth, generational wealth, I guarantee you they had to do something to change this. They had to shift something inside. It doesn't just come from hard work and luck. It doesn't just come from creating a really great product or doing something really interesting. It comes from a mindset. Because there's some subpar products on the market, and the people who are behind them are incredibly wealthy, and they keep on becoming more and more wealthy. Okay. So it's not about how good the product is. It's not about how good the service is. It's not about how profound the person is that's behind the product. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with their mindset, their belief system. Okay. So that's it. I'm going to sign off now unless anybody have any questions. Like I said, it's late, so there's not too many people on here right now. But if anybody has questions before I sign off, you can go ahead and type them in now. Otherwise, I'm going to end this video. I hope that it's been helpful. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share the video. I think this is information that people need to have. It's important. It's very, very, very important that we have this information. Okay. So please share it with your loved ones, share it with your friends, share it with your social media followers. Okay. Also, I am running a July special on my hypnosis packages. So if you are interested in that, I put the link down in the description box below. It says July specials for hypnosis coaching packages. Click on that. It's also a great way for you to subscribe to the newsletter, the monthly newsletter. And just get on there, and that's usually how I send out all of my deals and stuff like the specials that I have going on sessions, session packages, and hypnosis recordings. So if you want to check it out, it's in the description box below. Check out the Be Magic program as well. The book is I'm continuing with the editing of the book, so that will be out pretty soon as well. And during this retrograde, I think it's 5 planets in retrograde right now, y'all. So just stay meditated up and spend some time with yourself every day. Make sure you clear and cleanse your aura, cleanse and clear your energy. Make sure your energy is flowing in a nice, constant flow, okay? Make sure you check in with yourself throughout the day and make sure you're feeling good. And if you're not feeling good, go ahead and make some adjustments, okay? And try to give yourself extra time when you're traveling, especially if you live in LA, honey, because the traffic out here is so unpredictable and crazy. But make sure you try to give yourself at least a 30 to 40-minute cushion if you live in a highly populated area like Los Angeles, New York City, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, where the traffic can get real crazy. So give yourself some extra time to travel. Also, if you're traveling on an airplane, you want to make sure you give yourself some extra time at the airport, okay? Because during these times right now, this is where travel and communication gets flubbed. If you're communicating with someone, make sure you're really, really detailed in your communication. If you need to pick up the phone and say, hey, I just wanted to make sure that my text or my email didn't get misconstrued, just wanted to make sure you got that thing. Try to handle things as soon as they come up, if you can, okay? If something is ice cold for a minute, if it feels like things are on hold, just to let it be on hold and just do your thing, relax, rest, and just, get rejuvenated, okay? Because the energy is doing some things right now. So just allow it to do what it does. And do your best to move through it. Okay, guys? So thank you for joining in tonight, and I will see you in the next video. Remember that you and only you are the key to a new you, okay? So you have the power to change everything that you need to change, all right? I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful week. Bye.